I've got a pocket full of holes, head in the clouds, the king of fools. You've got a ribbon of rainbows, the sun in your eyes, burning through. Could be I'm happy, I'm sad, could be I'm losing my head over you. Mimi and I were just on the phone, my dear BFFE from way back Weffy, and we were talking about all the shows we went to and what were our favorites. She's a couple of years ahead of me, just a couple, way more mature, worked for a major record company, and she took me to see everybody. So I had my big sister, Pat, who took me to see everything in the world. And then when I was on my own, I had Mimi, and Mimi took me to everything. She had access to everything. We used to go backstage to everybody. You know it. It was crazy. And we were talking about my favorite show ever was Ice House and Men Without Hats opening up at the Beacon Theater. I was obsessed with Ice House. Ivor Davies, incredible. The Man of Colors. I am a man, a simple man, a man of colors. He's like a pop Bowie, and really cool from Australia. I absolutely adored them. How are you all, my bastards? Bastards. Dave is first in the gate. It's not a super chat, but still. Fahrenheit 451, upvoted number 1. You tried it. Andrew Wolkowicz, as always, the mascot. Upvote and subscribe without bouncing. Patreon. Ops. Let's give you a big bang for that, kiddo. Meow. Thank you so much, Andrew. Thank you so much. Nick Sisto in the house. Good evening, all. Nick Sisto, Andrew, both Patreons. And by the way, want to welcome a brand new Patreon to the situation. And, I'm very grateful for all the people who joined the Patreon. I'm going to do better with Patreon. Maybe have some cool Patreon. I did a Patreon only giveaway a little while ago, and more content. I'm going to start doing the walkabouts in a week or two, a couple of those. You guys tell me which ones you want me to do in New York City. But please welcome Dave Noel to the Bastard Gallery of Patreon. Thank you so much, Dave. It's great to see you there. And I've seen you on the show a couple of times. And thank you so much, Nick Sisto. We give you Bang a Gong, get it on. Thank you, Nick Sisto. And out of the gate, super chat. Nathaniel Han with $4.99. I habs nothing to report. Habs is that thing you talked about yesterday with the Canadians, right? See, I'm catching on. I don't know much about hockey, but I do like it. I've been to many a hockey game live, and I really enjoyed it. I have to say, I really did enjoy it. Hey, Aaron O'Malley's in the house. Andrew already? Andrew always. Aaron, that's just the way it goes. I suppose I'm jumping on early too. You guys were all on before the show even began. The anticipation of the bashers. It's all about you and me and everything in between. Remember that. And it's whatever Wednesday, so we can just talk about whatever. There's nothing scripted, nothing. It's what you say. It's what I say. Stump the Dirk today for whatever you want. It's all good. Ray's here. He's waiting from the Aaron. Hey, Aaron. He's waiting from the Aaron. And he really is. He says, nice. Then Aaron says, hey, Ray, are you getting the crazy win today? Yeah. In Italy, it's called Labora. She says, what's up, bashers? Hey, Dave Fitzsimmons. What's up with you? Jesus, it's bash o'clock. Dude, bash o'clock. 5 o'clock, bash o'clock. My dearest Dana is in town, and I have tentative plans with her, but she's on business. So occasionally that gets in the way of our revelry. And Patrick is in town, dear Patrick. And hopefully there will be some kind of a mature hangout later tonight. I would love it. And here she is. Greetings from Los Angeles. So I'm super excited to make this in real time. I was just on the phone with her while texting. And we were talking about all the great shows we went to. I mean, I saw you too. What tour was that, meme? I don't think it was Boy. I think it was October. I think we saw them. It definitely wasn't War. They were huge already. We saw them in a little club on Long Island. And I didn't know who they were because I was into Kiss and Black Sabbath and Iron Maiden. I liked the metal shit, and she turned me on to like all the new wave stuff. And U2 was a new wave band then. That they were like part of that scene. And we were talking about beautiful, beautiful, beautiful Mike Peters from The Alarm. 68 Guns. I love to hear the rain in the summertime. Apparently he's fighting cancer again. I'm very sad to hear that because I absolutely love him. Steve Messina, who is my band's mascot and head photographer and compatriot and all the things that we do when my band does stuff, he's always there. Hardcore Shutterbug is his moniker for his photography, and it's all over the web. He shoots everybody. He's friends with Mike Peters from The Alarm, and Alarm is his favorite band. And I saw The Alarm, I think 80, what was it? 80 what? 80 something, right? Andrew says, "Is here, let's bash." Hey, Easy E is here. Who cares? Who cares? Who cares? Where is that? Where's that? I got to get faster on this. Who cares? Who cares? Who cares? I stole that from Joy Behar. It's actually, I stole it from Fred Armisen doing Joy Behar, which is just absolutely ridiculous. Now, Ice House will be. What's your favorite Ice House? Does anybody know who Ice House are? The big song was Electric Blue. And it's funny because that one doesn't come to my head really quickly because it was such a big pop hit for them. Crazy. And what else? Man of Colors. Great Southern Land, No Promises, Making Sense Where There's No Sense at All. What a lyric is that? Amazing. Ivor Davies. Look him up. If you don't know the band Ice House, it's so great. And that's like when the music shift happened. I mean, I had already liked Genesis and Peter Gabriel, and like I loved, I always loved Kate. And but my, my palette wasn't as wide as now. It's crazy, but then it was Mimi who did it for me. And it was funny because I always loved the bands. I had two best BFF girlfriends back in the day, Mary Ryan, and we're all still friends today. And it's funny, I never liked the bands that Mary liked because she was always in it for the pretty boys, and I didn't care. But I always loved the bands that Mimi loved. And she's like, "You want to go see that?" I'm like, "Yes." "You want to see this?" I'm like, "Yes." "You want to see this?" I'm like, "Yes." I don't think I ever said no. Easy E says, "Just had some chocolate cachava, which was a gift. It's delish, and I like AG1." I don't know what that is, Easy. Is that one of those powder supplements? I'd like to do a month of that and just drink that shit just to de-stress, right? Andrew says, "Nathaniel, wow, that was as close to a dad joke as I've ever heard." He ain't no dad, and he ain't no daddy, all right? Just saying. Gail Bjorkowski. Oh my God. Hey, Facebook worked a little bit because Gail's here. Wow, how wonderful to see you on the show. Gail's a person I've known for frickin' ever. And the only, that's the thing. I've been so divorced from Facebook ever since the elections, because people just showed their true colors on Facebook. It just became a place for grumpy older white people. And I just got so sick of it. I just got sick of the feuding that happened on Facebook. So I kind of divorced myself. I'm still on there, but I say very, very little. But man, Gail, wow, that is a thrill. Jade is here. Evening Bashtards. Melly C sent some pics today. Good day, Dirk. Oh my God, Ice House. Good old Aussie band. Oh, great old Aussie band. Absolutely. I only saw them the one time. And who would have thought that SSSSAAAFFFFEEEETTTTY safety dance. You can dance if you want to. Who would think that they would have been great live? They were astounding. Mimi says we love the Australian bands because I met Michael Hutchence because of Mimi. I went to a private party, and I've talked about this on the show before, so I won't regurgitate that. But that's where I met Andy Warhol, and he was a total weirdo. But of course, it's Andy Warhol. He invented weirdo. Hitesh C is here. Hey. Mimi says again, In Excess especially. Oh man, kick when that came. I was always more of an Ice House guy than I was. I just loved Ivor Davies. I've got a pocket full of holes. It's just was so beautiful. Hey, Spike the dog. Very rarely get to catch these live because of my work schedule, but I'm here for this one. Hey, Spike the dog in the house. Great. Great to see you. Thanks, Spike. Very nice. No, Aaron, as I had no beans today. Ha ha, Ray, you're a funny one. That's crazy. Well, you gotta be crazy. CW Watch Enthusiast is here. Hey. And Drew, these are always hard when I have to do these. KD9Y. This looks like, doesn't it look Welsh? Doesn't it look like a Welsh word with a 9 in there? Why not? You ever look at the Welsh language? It's mental. And people can just rattle it off like it's nothing. Drew, KD9WYW. Greetings, sir. Greeting to you, Drew, KD9YWY. U2 at the pier. How many times did we see U2 when they were nobodies? Well, pier was the next year. So I think that was the beginning of the war tour. Maybe we saw them on Boy. I don't remember. You know, I have that ticket in my closet, in my file cabinet. I do have one U2 ticket, and I think it is from Malibu, which was a club in Lido Beach, Long Island, and I think I have that one. So I've seen U2 a zillion times, and so it was either October, War, Unforgettable Fire. I did not see the Joshua Tree tour. I saw the Achtung Baby. I saw Zoo TV, and my favorite was Pop Mart. And that's my favorite U2 record. I know people think I'm crazy, but I loved it. Mimi says, yes, it was Boy, but War had just come out. Well, it couldn't be, because in between that is October. Because the first album is Boy, second album is October, third album is War. So it had to have been October then. Yeah, that probably makes sense. Hey, Dave Dumarez. Howdy, Dirk and fellow Bashtards. Bastard balls. Look at this. This is where we date ourselves, because half this audience probably, well, actually, maybe not. It had to have been 81 or 82, because I had seen them up in Buffalo when she was in college, and then came home for the summer and dragged you out to that show, The Alarm Open. I remember it. And I was like, what a pairing, The Alarm. And I remember she said, what'd you think? And I remember about you too, because I didn't know who they were. She goes, what'd you think? I said, that singer is great. So, but the singer from The Alarm was great too. The Alarm were actually a little bit more exciting live, because I remember two things about that U2 show. They had a bunch of technical problems. The Edge had a bunch of problems. I didn't know his name was The Edge then. He had to unplug his rig for a little while and come back in. And then Bono was going on about all the people smoking pot in the front row. And he was like, cut that out. I remember that. But for the Alarm set, it was just lights and action, and it was really polished. Yeah. But you gotta be crazy, Melly. Easy E says, my attorney buddy used to say, who cares all the time? Who cares? You know what I found out today? And this is for you, Meme. Do you know what I found out today? So my old attorney is a guy named Michael Guido, and he was my band's attorney. He was Bon Jovi's attorney and Skid Row and freaking everybody. He just sold. So this is just, we talked about the Bon Jovi documentary the other day and how I thought it was just kind of, I didn't enjoy it. I thought it was badly made. I thought John sounded like he had a stick up his arse, and just, I feel for the guy for all the surgery and all that stuff. I mean, I was like, but he just came off as just being, I don't know. I didn't like it. So Richie Sambora sold his music publishing. And they wrote those songs together, sometimes with Desmond Child. So he sold it. I think it was $300 million. And my old attorney was the guy who brokered the deal. I was like, never brokered a deal like that for me. You know what he did do? He went out and he had sex with the president of my record company in Germany, this woman named Jutta. And that didn't do very well for us. Whatever. Drew says, I just saw Fred Armisen live show this past week. Dude, he is. I look at Fred Armisen. I can't even look at him. It's two people I can't look at. I can't look at Kristen Wiig, and I can't look at Fred Armisen without completely cracking up. I'm watching this show that Kristen Wiig is on now. It's called Palm Royale. It's flawed, but it's beautifully made. And she is, because they cast Ricky Martin in it, and he's not especially there's just some people that he's Ricky Martin. and it's impossible for him because he was such a global kind of icon for a minute or two there and ushered in the whole Latin pop thing. I mean, he's the guy that did that and opened the door for Enrique and Shakira and all the Pitbull and all that stuff that came after it. I mean, he was the guy. It's too striking. He's too striking in it. I'm not saying he's not. His acting is fine. It's Ricky Martin. You're like, oh, that's Ricky Martin. Whereas Kristen Wiig plays this kind of bumblehead from where's she from? Chattanooga, Tennessee. And she's like an ex-beauty queen. It's in the 60s. If you haven't watched it, it's really, she's so genius in it. And Fred Armisen, I mean, all he has to do is hold up a drumstick. Drew, did you see that special he did about drums? It was freaking unbelievable. Electric blue, I can see every time you see through me, and it's all over you. Electric blue. Was a great one. Remember that video? The 80s videos, there was a girl getting hosed down. Jesus Christ. Why did we hose women down in the 80s? What was that? All the rock videos had guys with a hose hosing women down and making them wet. What was wrong with us? All these rock bands, Warrant did it, Ice House did it, Motley Crue did it. Everybody was just, and the girls were all, I'm wet now. I mean, it was horrific. I mean, you can't do that now. You'll get canceled. It's terrible. Oh, Hey Little Girl is a great Ice House tune. Yeah. Andrew says, time for iBashers concert shirts with who cares? iBashers merch is coming. We've been working on it. We've got the genesis of the ideas happening. Just got to get it all formalized. It shouldn't be that hard to make it happen, but definitely. I know I never wear printed shirts, but I'm wearing one tonight because my friend Dorothy's cousin is a big Hitman fan, and he sent me this for his Doom Saloon, and I never put it on. And it's one of those shirts that's like the best cotton you've ever put on. It's the high, I like whatever shirts I make, because all the Hitman shirts, they don't feel like this. They have like a little bit of stretch to them, but they have a shine to them. It's one of those shirts that you put it on, and you go, oh God, it fits and it's great, and it doesn't give you, like Ace Frehley shoulders. Yeah. Coming your way, kiddo. And yeah, I'll do what I'll do is we'll do some Bashers merch, not expensive, just cool stuff to kick around. It's not going to be a money-making thing. It's going to be a salute to the Bashtardos. And then I'll put some shit on Patreon. Patreons will all, of course, get one for nothing because, they paid for it already. Yeah, Hey Little Girl. Richard Smith. Don't like that last name. It's the worst word in the world. I hope that's not really your last name, right? It's definitely not. Can't. Learned a new word today. I love new words. Oh, bloviating, a good one. I have plenty of friends I can use. Yeah. Do you know who used to use that word all the time? Is a Scott Ian from Anthrax. When I played with him, he used to call everybody. He used to use many different conjugates of bloviate. And it was really, he used to call people bloatus. And he's a real New York voice. He goes, fuck that guy. He's a total fucking bloatus. Have you seen that guy? He's a total bloatus. It didn't mean fat. It meant, spewing bullshit and big fat cat. Because back in the 80s and 90s, all the big jackass A&R dudes and manager guys, they were all kind of these boss hog, kind of dicky scumbag bloatuses, and I could name them, but I won't. It'll be in the book. Hey, Mean, do you remember that one A&R guy? That there was this one A&R guy that was trying to pull me out of my band, and it involved Michael Guido, my attorney, because I was John Bon Jovi back in the day. Like, I was so tenacious with business. I used to get coffee at 8:00 in the morning and show up in my lawyer's office because we were in the middle of this thing. I'll tell you what this was real quick. So my band started, we made this little tape and it got traded all over the world. And we kind of got popular off of a demo tape in Europe. And all these labels in Europe came after us. And we were like, no. But none of the majors were biting in America. Nobody, nothing, zero. We showcased. We were a really good live band. We had fans. I don't know what happened. Anyway, so we make this record. And we go to we make this record anyway. Next thing you know, Mimi hands the record to this girl who works for the vice president of Polygram, and the next thing you know, He calls me up like that day and he goes, I want to get you out of your deal in Germany. I love this record. I want it now. And we spent a year trying to negotiate how to get the fuck out of this German record deal to get on Polygram. I was like, Russia on Polygram. Oh my God, I want the buildings on my label, you know? Oh, fuck. Anyway, there was another A&R guy. I'm not going to name him. He was a big fat boss hog kind of guy. All he tried to do was pull me out of Hitman and put me with like Yngwie Malmsteen and a bunch of other bands. And this guy took me out to lunch. And then one day I went up to Michael Guido's office, my attorney, with coffee. And he goes, bring 3. And I said, why? He goes, Jim Lewis is here. And I said, oops, I said his name. Oops. So I go up there and Jim Lewis is there. He's like, all right, I just want to let you know right now, I made the decision. We're not going to sign your band. We're dropping the offer. And I was fucking heartbroken. And then he offered me like 3 other options to join 3 other bands. And I said, no. Whatever. Fat Cats. Bloatus. That's where the Bloatus thing comes from. I guess you could just say napkin and I'll go on for half an hour about something that has nothing to do with napkins. I just went to see Fred live show here in Madison. Dude, he's a genius, dude. He's absolutely a genius. Easy says about that thing he mentioned before, that cryptic message that looked like it was Welsh. It says, yes, multi-powder, vitamins, probiotics in the and anti this, anti that. Oh, okay. That's a great name for an album. Anti this, anti that, right? Hey, just I said it first, just so you know. Melly sees, as a young teen, my bedroom was covered with Michael Hutchence and Ivy Davis. Oh, that's great. Two fucking rock stars. Michael Hutchence, the last rock star. He was the last. Not rock star, rock god. Because that guy, I'll tell you something, and I've said this before, I've met everybody. And I stood next to that guy and I went, oh shit. His aura was nuts. It was, you felt like you were in the presence of something. And it's not, do I think he's the greatest singer in the whole wide world? No, not at all. Do I think he's the greatest frontman in the world? No, not at all. Do I think he's one of the greatest stars ever? Absolutely. Amazing. Meme says, MLEC, she's totally a cat person, meme. She's a cat fan. And by the way, what am I wearing today? I'm wearing my good grief Charlie Brown watch, and this was a gift from LEC. Hello. She's totally crazy. Shane McGee says, are you rocking a tan? You don't want to know what's really funny? It's like I'm so uneven right now because it was 80 degrees here the other day. And I was like, oh, great. I don't have to wear, you know me. I wear these freaking hats all the time. So this is all burnt. My whole forehead is burnt. So I was running errands that whole 80-degree day out in the blazing sunshine, and it was hot. I put all the air conditioners on in my house, and so I'm burnt. I got burnt. Like my skin's all shiny because it's probably going to peel off eventually. But that's how you start the season. That's how you get the season going. Gail. Oh my goodness, so glad to be here. So glad. Can you believe this? Gail Pierkowski is here. Thank God. I've been having a day at work, and your comments been the shenanigans. Gail, the shenanigans. Can I just say when's the last time I saw you in person? Can you tell me the last time? I'm trying to think of when that was. When is the last time I saw you in person? Say it in the chats. Facebookers for making new friends and increasing the numbers. See, I posted iBashers for the first time, Dirk Weekdays, on my Facebook page yesterday for the first time ever. And it's not that I didn't want to or anything. It's just that I'm never on it. So people say, I send you a message I'm like, you have my phone number. Just text me or email me. I just don't go on there. I don't care. I just don't go on there. And you know what? Maybe it's died down, but I don't know. I just got so bleh. Instagram drives me nuts too, and it won't ever do threads. Instagram is clunky, and Asheen said that, and he's right. It's clunky. It's clunky in its design. Like, for example, I wanted to share a bunch of things to other people, and I had to redo it every single time, and it just wouldn't let me do it. I don't know why that is. So it goes. Here's another great song title. I wrote a song like a year ago called And So It Goes. Warhol's brother ran a scrap metal place. Yeah, isn't that funny? His brother's probably some butch dude. How you doing? I love that expression. So it goes, and so it goes. It's and by the way, and it sings beautifully too. I'm not saying that I sing it beautifully. I'm just saying it sings beautifully. Sometimes certain consonants and vowels when they're sung, they're clunky and weird or whatever. And so it goes is just such a beautiful. I had that title in my head for a really really long time. Oh, that's that KD9YWY is my ham radio. Ham radio. Ham radio. Ham radio. Cool. Easy wants to know what's for din tonight. I can't decide what I want. Okay, so I told you about the beautiful Gas Man 308 hit. Well, him and his beautiful wife have been sharing their recipes with me. And anybody who knows me is gonna laugh when I tell you he sent me this amazing broccoli. Do you want me to share it to you? Dude, I'm gonna send you the recipe. You don't got Gas Man, and I don't know if I should say your names on the show. You can tell me if I can. But Gas Man 308 and his beautiful wife, they shared this broccoli dish. I haven't made it yet, but I'm going to make it ASAP tonight. I'm going to meet up hopefully with Dana and Patrick, and we'll probably figure out something to eat. I'll share that with you. But he casually mentioned that his wife makes a particular hummus that her Turkish friends love. And I'm like, wait a second. I make hummus all the time. It's a staple for vegetarians, and I make it all the time. I never buy it. A couple of the brands are just not going to do it for lots of reasons. But it's easy to make. But the key to it is honestly not using the canned ones. It's using the dried ones, putting them in hot water overnight with salt, and then taking the skins off. And I have this little trick where I grab them, I rub them, I drop them, and then all the skins float to the top. And then you can't get them all, but you get most of them. You could if you do each individually, but you'd have to be on Adderall to do that. I said, well, what's her secret? And he said, mayonnaise. Now, Paul says that Dirk would put mayonnaise on an aspirin, which is probably true because I love mayonnaise and I put it on everything. Easy says, I saw you two at Giant Stadium in 2012. Wow, so good. Oh, you see, I didn't see them on that tour. That was the 360 tour. I don't know why I skipped that. You have to have regrets. At that time, that was the biggest tour of all time. Then it was eclipsed by Ed Sheeran. And then, of course, it was eclipsed by Taylor Swift, who eclipses everything. She just eclipsed the Beatles. I'm not a fan. I don't dislike her. I don't see why I don't see why Ed Sheeran became that either. I think they're both okay. I think he was smart. He started out as the busker guy, writing the song about the girl that OD'd. And then next thing you knew, he's like, doing collabs and joining the hip hop fray and making hip hop. And that's cool. And then, she came out of the gate just as like the divine one. And, I don't know. I think it's kind of mediocre, but that's just me. Gail says, speaking of metal, Crimson Glory. If I had a mask, I'd put it on right now. I was in the camp with all these singers. They were like squeaky, whoa, all these guys with the high voices and all the yodeling. I was in that camp, the Jeff Tates and those Halloween guys and all that stuff. And I really wasn't that kind of a singer. I just kind of put it on because that was the du jour. That was what people were doing, I had my biggest problem as a singer was that I was able to copy people pretty easily, and I would just change my style. So on the second album, I sounded like John Bon Jovi, and people hated it because I was like, yeah, late at night and we worked all day. I actually went to my voice teacher to learn how to get grit in my voice because I had zero, but whatever. The lemon on the Pop Mart tour was a pain in the ass. Yeah, it broke constantly. It didn't on the night I saw them, but man, I just thought that opening when they came out as fighters and that arch, it was amazing. I love a big show because I grew up as a Kiss and Iron Maiden and all the big metal shit. I loved all the big production shows. As the dearly departed Hitman tour manager and head of everything, T-Boy, he's a famous guy. He went on to work for Prince and Michael Jackson and Janet Jackson and Garbage and everybody. He worked for everybody. My friend Todd Confessori used to go. He had two things. He goes, lights, cameras, smoke, hydraulics, things that move. And the other one was fat stuff, crunchy stuff, sweet stuff. I'm missing one, spring water, about things you just need in your tour bag. Fat stuff, salty stuff, crunchy stuff, something with cheese on it, spring water. He passed away a couple of years ago, and he was an amazing guy. He was a road dog, and he started with my band. And then I think he worked for Dream Theater for a little while. That was another gig that was offered to me very early on. I was like, what am I going to do? What am I going to do there? Their singer's like part-time. He comes out, does a couple of lines, and then leaves because they're all virtuosos. Everyone in that band. Mike Portner is the nicest guy in that band. He's just a sweetheart. Now he's back in that band. He was out for years. Very cool guys. I used to hang out at the Limelight, and I was kind of a wallflower because I wasn't a big partier or any of that. And I'd always go up to the side of the stage, and I'd always run into Mike Portnoy, and we just critique the bands that we're playing. Sweetheart of a guy and a monster drummer. Aaron, you like him? You a fan of him? Does that kind of music does it do it for you? Not exactly sure I know who your favorite drummers are. You're a jazzy dude, so it's probably going to be. Let me guess your top drummers. It's going to be all the big guys, right? Buddy and maybe like Billy Cobham and Gad Weckl, right? I'm just guessing off the top of my head. I know you love Neil Peart too, but do you like a guy like Mike Portnoy? He's a very good drummer and a very sweet guy. That's a part-time gig. And I want more stage time than that. It's funny. Mofo is your favorite song of the Pop Mart era. That's like because you like electronic music. Here's the reason why that album's great. Ready? Gone is on that record. If You Wear That Velvet Dress is on that record. Staring at the Sun is on that record. What's that other song? What is that? There's an amazing Discotheque. I love Discotheque. That put that record on with headphones. The way it's panned, it's unbelievable. And that was done by Flood. That was not, and Howie B. That record was not produced by Brian Eno and Danny Lanois. It was and I love it. It's my favorite of their records. I don't know why. Oh, Do You Feel Loved? Oh, I love that. Do you feel love? Do you feel loved? I love that. I love that era. If You Wear That Velvet Dress, Gone. Oh, amazing. iBashers with Patreon names, but the Patreons changed. That's the problem, I mean, I hope that they don't stay. Please stay, Patreons. Yeah, that would be cool. With their names on the back. You're right. For the Patreon run, that's a great idea. So, because it's forever. Right. You're right. I didn't even think of that. Thank you so much. Doug Smith, Dirk, you have a great hairline. Did you ever have a transplant? I have a terrible hairline. I mean, it's like I'm not going bald or anything. I'm going gray hard, but I've been going gray. No, my hairline. No, I've never had a transplant. I know somebody on one of the hate channels, because Oisin O'Malley is my close friend, one of my BFFs, and there's all those watch channel beefs, and a couple of them went after me very hard, and one of them says that Dirk had hair transplants. If I had, first of all, here's what I would do. If I was going to go bald, if I was going bald, I would just shave my head. That's what I would do. I do color my hair because I've been gray since I'm 16 years old. And you can see it's evidenced here because I need a touch up. I do that. But no, I've never done that. It's funny though. And my hairline, it's funny. My hairline's always been in the same place because I look at old pictures and I go, okay, it was that too. Because I have a couple of friends that, you generally, if you're going to go bald, you're going to go bald younger. But I have two friends that started to go bald when they turned around 50. And I went, holy shit, I didn't think that male pattern baldness did that. But I guess everybody's different. I don't know. But yeah, thanks for asking. Stump the Dirk. Ask all the questions you want. I'll tell you an honest answer, unless it's something really scandalous, which I don't know if I have any good scandals. Sure. Dean, you would have been broke by Sunday morning. I don't know what you got. You guys, I have to be careful when people talk amongst themselves. Dean with the $4.99. Shay McGee is in the house. Or hey, let's give you a nice little. And as my yogi used to say, namaste, motherfuckers. I used to think that was great. After all this Zen shit, he used to just go, namaste, motherfuckers. And it always made everybody smile because he's such a great guy. I'm talking about all these people who have left us. And he was young. He was very, very young. Loose lips sink ships. They sure freaking do. They sure do. Gail Prior, that's not the last time you saw me. I'm not talking about saw me live. Who cares? Who cares? I mean, who cares? Nobody cares. Who cares? Who cares? Nobody cares. No, I don't mean that at all. I mean, like we actually saw us, the two of us, in a physical environment. When was that? I'm trying to think. It can't be that long ago. Can it be? Can it be? Can it be pure imagination? Take a look and I know when you listen. Interesting. Bashers. Steve Ritter's here. Hey, Steve Ritter, looking very summery. Look, are you sailing? Is that a mast you're holding on to? Hey, Dirk, cheers all. Cheers to you. Emmett chimes in. Where's my figurine? Where did I put it? Hold on. Hey, Gail. I got to pull back the green screen. Where is it? Look what Emmett got me yesterday. Mimi will get a kick out of this too. I didn't even know something like this existed, but it is Murray from the Holy Diver and all of the Dio records, the good ones with Vivian Campbell. He got me the Murray action figure. And look, it says on the back, you can also get the Ronnie James Dio action figure at all. And he's doing this. I'll put this on the I'll put this next to the Les Paul. It's called Hose in the Hose. Can you believe we did that? I mean, she's my cherry pie. That Electric Blue, every Motley Crue video ever. It was just like, okay, what was the casting call for that? It was in Variety or the Hollywood Backstage or whatever. And it says, looking for buxom young girls, brunettes, blondes, redheads, bikini bodies, must be willing to get hosed down. I mean, what the hell was that? What was that? Why were we doing that? I don't know. And also, like at the strip clubs, they used to have like buckets of water and all that stuff. Here's the thing that will never return. I don't think so. Here's funny. The wet t-shirt contest. Now, when I was young, every club had like Friday night is wet t-shirt night. Wet t-shirt night. Hey, Mom, I won last night. I won $50 at Tramps. I went to the Crazy Horse and I won $50 last night. She goes, well, what did you do? Wet t-shirt. Did you imagine that? Yeah. Oh, yeah, she's great. She was summa cum laude. She was in the chess club and she won the wet t-shirt contest. It's great for your resume. Terrifying. Tobster McDonkey. I got my ham license. Hey, cool. You guys, now you know his code. You know his cool. You know his cool code. Gail Purkeski says shenanigans is a great word. Yeah, it's a very good word. The Irish, right? The Irish are great with the language. That's for sure. The Brusalem says broccoli is a grocer's dream and a consumer's nightmare. Do tell. Can I say that broccoli is not the vegetable? I don't dislike broccoli. It is one of the vegetables I buy the least because I can never, maybe because you're saying it's a consumer's nightmare, I can never find broccoli that titillates me enough to go, oh, that looks like, if I ever see beautiful fresh broccoli, I'll get it. But if it's slightly off, I don't get it. I love that broccolini stuff, but it's so expensive. Crazy. Easy says hummus, fresh homemade guac. salsa scoops and chilled sangria on a rooftop during summer perfetto. Because I worked in a Mexican restaurant for 100 years, and I had to make tableside. Well, at the bar, and I make a really good guacamole because I made it professionally. Thank you. I can't eat it. I can't even look at it. Roar of the Tiger, how are you doing? And so it goes with Linda Ellaby's good. What a great trivia. How are we? How are we doing, Roar of the Tiger? Please send us an email. And I wanted you to send me. I'd like to send you something in the mail because I'm still thinking about you. And I lit a couple of candles for you when I went and I ran into my friend Pat in St. Mary's. I went in there. They were doing a Mozart concert, and the orchestra was queuing up. And I just went in there, had a bunch of candles, and there was one for you. And it's nice to see you here. And so it goes, Linda Ellaby. I'm gonna Google that after the show. Interesting. It was her goodbye saying. Is that right? I did not know that. Franco Fiore is here and he upvoted. Please upvote. We got 70 some odd people in the room tonight. If you could all upvote, if we could get I just found out that the algorithm is depending on how many people in the room and how many people upvote, that's when they jack your algorithm up. And that's really very sweet. Thank you so much. That Franco, thank you. Easy says Tom Petty influenced heavily by Bob Dylan. Well, yeah. All these guys devolve into Dylan. And I'm not saying evolve, they devolve. Not that Bob Dylan's amazing, but like Springsteen turned into Bob Dylan. So here's what they do. Here's where, because this is Bob Dylan, right? And then you got guys like Springsteen. And he's Springsteen, then he becomes Bob Dylan. And then you get like a guy like Southside Johnny and the Asbury Jukes. He's like Southside Johnny, then he becomes Bruce Springsteen, then he becomes Bob Dylan. Then you get a guy like Tom Petty, and Tom Petty, he goes straight to Bob Dylan. Then you get a guy like John Bon Jovi, who's John Bon Jovi. Then he becomes Bono. Then from Bono, he goes to Bruce Springsteen, and he's been trying to be Bob Dylan for the rest of his career, and it really hasn't panned out for him. That's just how it goes. Everybody eventually winds up like you. Everybody starts talking with a southern accent. First of all, he's a Midwestern Jewish guy, Bob Dylan, Robert Zimmerman, and yet he sounds like he's from the South. And then Bruce Springsteen's from Jersey, and Bon Jovi's from Jersey. And they both sound like cowboys. I'm a cowboy on steel horse. What is with that sound? That they all acquire after a while. They just start getting this. We're from Sayreville, like you'd think it's in Alabama. They sound like a foghorn leghorn. It's crazy. So it goes, says Roar the Tiger. Yep, I'm a Vonnegut fan. There you go. Have I ever seen AC/DC live? I have seen them many times live. Ray. Not my favorite band in the world. I get it. I know why people love them. I all due respect. I love Brian Johnson's show. Where he goes around and meets other big rock stars and they talk about how rich and miserable they are, but it's really great. I loved every episode but the Dave Grohl one because I was just like, Dave Grohl's in everything. Stop it. We don't need him in everything. But he goes to like Nick Mason's garage and sees his planes and his cars. And I just want to hug Brian Johnson for like an hour and just say, you're just the greatest thing ever. I love him. But yeah, I mean, I love all that early Bon Scott stuff. Of course, how can I not? But live, it gets a little tedious because it's all kind of the same. But that's okay. That's okay. No problem. They're genius. I used to go see them more because they always had great opening acts, and I was probably into I saw Queensryche opened up for them. Mimi and I have a very scandalous night where Mr. Jeff Tate was a little weird and flirty with me backstage, and we were like, "Is he gay?" And I'm like, I don't think so. And she's like, I think he is. I'm like, I don't think so. It was during their makeup period where they were dressed like power coats, satins, and like the record company made them. They're a prog metal band. And all of a sudden they made a record, which I think is their best album, by the way. It's called Rage for Order. It's an amazing album. But then they put out an album called Operation Mindcrime, which became their big breakthrough because it's a concept record and it's beautiful. Michael Kamen did the orchestration and they recorded it in London, and it's expensive and good and blah, blah, blah. But we saw AC/DC and we saw Queensryche open. That was a good night. That was actually a great show. I'm trying to think of what tour that was. It had these big, giant freaking cannons. It was probably 88, I'm going to say, or 87, something like that. Easy, he says he used to play squash with Billy Cobham. What a cool cat. What a monster. What a monster. Spectrum, one of my favorite records ever. We actually do have an AC/DC show start. There you go. Oh, we do. There's more of that, right? Easy, can't wait for Ireland too. Yeah, I talked to Tim. He's editing, man. I mean, he's a one man machine. He's the star. He's the content. He's the writer. He's the filmer. He's the editor. It's tough. Those and they're feature films. They're feature films. They are. They're feature films. Easy with $10. Dirkus Maximus is the best human around. I don't know about that. Always cheery and high energy, unless he's a cunt. We're getting for the $10. We're giving you that. And I left in the earthquake, and his hooves did clap like thunder. Oh, okay, so Gail says definitely 91. Really? It couldn't be that. Isn't it funny though? Isn't it funny though? When people make an impact in your life and you don't see them for a really long time, you don't think there's any way, because we've talked a little bit, I guess, on the Facebook, but and I love to say the Facebook because it just makes me sound like I'm elderly. I mean, it just seems crazy to me that it could anything that could have been that long. Let's not forget "Rock Me" by Great. Oh, are there girls getting hosed down? Now, here's the thing about a band like Great White. There were all these good bands. They were very good bluesy band, great singer, but man, like there were so many wigs in rock. There were so many guys wearing wigs, and I think that band had they cornered the market on wig making. There were so many wigs in Great White. It was so stupid, wasn't it? It was just so stupid. Oh, did he divulge? Did he give it out? I don't really know. Ray says my bald halo patch started at 12 years young. It happens. Andrew says wet t-shirt night. What the hell was that? Well, you're in Canada, right? And I haven't, because I'm not a stalker. I haven't looked on a map to see, because I know where you live because I've sent you shit. So, question. Vancouver, Canada was like where, Slippery When Wet and Metallica and all these bands used to go to a place called Little Mountain Sound in Vancouver in BC. And that was like the hose down wet t-shirt contest capital of the world. Canada, you crazy people. Ray, you have hair. Are you bald? My hairline started going at 20 at 30. I said screw it and started shaving my head. Maybe you always wear hats. I can't tell. Roar the Tiger says thank you. No, you're very kind. You're very kind. You're one of the Bashtardos, man. So please. Hey, RHS3. I love the bunny. Love Ice House. The sax solo on Electric Blue is great. Best sax solo ever has got to be Baker Street by Jerry Rafferty. I watched a Jerry Rafferty documentary today. Everybody remember Baker Street? On Baker Street. Down on you, looking down on your feet. Well, another crazy day. What a voice that guy had. So effortless and amazing, but apparently he was a drunken asshole. Really terrible. Have to admit, so Grace Jones. Grace Jones, man. I love the Grace Jones. I love it. Vince at Fine Art says Spilt Milk, best album ever. Okay, I don't have Spilt Milk right off the top of my head. Yes, I do. Hold on. I made Asheen listen to this entire album one night. We were drinking on FaceTime. These are two of the greatest pop rock albums ever made. The band is Jellyfish. This is their debut album. This is called Belly Button. And this is their second album. It's called Spilt Milk. And I think they're both incredible, but this is absolutely monstrous. Incredible records if you've never heard them. The singer is the drummer. And it's fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Time for the Bastardos Gallery. I love you, Vince Fine Arts. You've got great taste. It's time to get it. Who cares? Who cares? Let me get rid of that brand. Hey, also remember, we have a lot of pictures to go through today, my darlings. But all pictures are sent to basharddirk@gmail.com. That is basharddirk@gmail.com. You share with me. I share it with the entire world. And yes, I'm drinking Diet Coke. It's bubbly. I haven't kicked it yet, but I will. But I've kicked the plastic habit. So there you go. Please send your pics of your loved ones, meaning your pets, dogs, rabbits, spiders. I'm the spiders from Mars. send your fancy, whatever floats your boat, because we're here to share. We're here to set an example. We're here to be the nice ones, the kind ones. We don't want to be the mean ones. We want to. This is an hour of protection to stay away from the fray, get away from your crap, and talk about great stuff. You know, your drinks, your smokes, your pets, your cars. You know, all that stuff. Let's start out with Vaughn is in the house with a deep blue. With a deep blue. That is a freaking crazy looking diver, man. Holy diver, you've been down too long in the midnight sea. Oh, what's becoming of me? Jump, jump. Deep blue. That is beautiful, man. That is deep blue diver. Absolutely crazy. Thank you. Oh, that's look. It's got a little bit of omega, a little bit of mega wave going on there. It's got that 45-degree angle kind of. Oh, no, it's actually more than that. The rehaut is kind of wow. That's beautiful. Very cool. I love seeing watches I never saw before. Just in case the new Facebook people, welcome, welcome, welcome. Gail, we talk about watches a lot too, because it started out as an adjunct to the Timeless Watch channel, the Yoshino Mali channel, and then we started Bashtards. Bashtards was originally a talk show in the early noughties, but we brought it back, and we talk about watches a lot. Ray, who lives in the west of Ireland, is showing us two whales. Oh, look at that. It's gorgeous. It's only gorgeous. Look at that. These are the pictures he gets to see every day. He gets to see whales and their blowholes. Thank you, Ray. Ray. Oh, you got another one, Ray? Oh, it's a video. I can't play videos. I have to download them first because it's in Gmail. Gmail's kind of mean. Andrew Wolkowicz, and he's going to show us some of his beautiful kitties. He's got the oldest cats in the world. They're 28 and 29 years old. Look at these beauties. Oh, beautiful. What a baby. What a beautiful baby. They're always looking for the sunshine. Look at that. Can't get enough. Beautiful. Thank you, Andrew. Melly C, cats and Snoopy. You know, that's really all there is, right? Is that all there is? Is that all there is, my friend? So let's keep dancing. Let's bring on the Snoopy and the cats. From Melly C. This is my baby. I love this one. You know me, the soft spot. Beautiful. What a baby. Oh, look at that. Oh, and I found the pictures from last night, and I'm so sorry. And I'll get to that in a minute. You'll see it soon. I couldn't find it because it's funny. It wound up in my. I love that Seiko, and it says Seiko Sports. It wound up. I don't know how it wound up in a different box. Angelo Minichello. We got here. This is very interesting. A Stowe. That is very cool. Very 70s. That looks like West clocks or one of those 70s style designs. Very cool. But it could be Genta too. You know, Genta-esque. It's very 70s. It's very Holston. Very cool. Thank you, Angelo Minichello. Bashers. Richard Petrie's here. Hello, Richard Petrie. Great. Oh, you trying to fuck with my collection, buddy? See, I'm here with Paul Stanley. Hey, everybody, this is Paul Stanley from Kiss. And this guy's got some other collectibles, too, from Kiss Alive, Kiss Creatures, and Chris the Demon. So let's give it up for him. Dirk's got his brand new Murray figurine from the Holy Diver album by Ronnie James Dio. So you guys get ready to rock and roll all night and party every day, people. Thank you, Richard Petrie. Why is this thing showing up here? Oh, we got another one? Oh, it's the same picture. You sent me two of the same. Okay. Oh, but there's one that's not the same. Oh, it's a Citizen. Citizen currently makes the most accurate watch in the world. Look at this. This is amazing. This is a very busy watch, but man, is that large? You got a big hand. I can't tell. I love the racing strap. That's very cool. It's a chronograph, world timer. Holy mackerel. What is this thing not? That is amazing. Moscow, Krakow, Bangkok, Tokyo. What is that? Numea? I don't know. There's a lot of stuff on there. Anchorage. That's a cool one, man. What size is that? How big is that? Okay, here it is. Here it is, right? This is Gasman 308 showing me off these beautiful topiaries that are a little bit scandalous, but other pictures too. So this is, he said he went on a very boring garden tour. He thought because he saw all the beautiful pictures from all the landscaping that we've been showing off. Oh, and here's his foxes. So is this a video? I can't play videos. It's not. They have foxes outside their house, and they've been trying to get pictures of them for me for a while. Look at these babies. I want a fox. They're so cute. I know that they can be mean, right? From what I'm told, but they're so cute. I would love a fox. I would absolutely love a fox. Thank you so much for that. Dean's got an audio upgrade. See that he's really into high-end audio, which is very cool. Grim Audio MU player. I don't know what that means. MU is the solution. Wow. I don't know what this is. Oh, you got it. Look out. I don't know, man. I think records sound the best. I mean, I barely, if ever, I mean, my turntable's under a chair in my living room and it's not plugged in. I have to admit that I AirPod it on Apple Music and I can hear the compression and all that stuff. So I'm curious as to what that does. You could let me know. It's very cool. Beautiful. How many pictures were there? Was it just, did I miss one? I didn't. Yeah, okay. Just want to make sure. Don't want to make sure. Upgrades when I get the money. Oh, Jesus. What is this stuff? I love technical stuff because it's like, you watch nerds, and music nerds with stuff. Look at this beautiful beast. Tubes, man. Nothing sounds better than tubes. Everybody who plays guitar now, I mean, 99.9% of people, they still collect amps and stuff, but most albums, they just plug in, use a plug-in, and that's it. And, but there's nothing like the sound of overdriven tubes. Just sounds great. Look at that. That's probably super crazy expensive. Oh, man. Was it a new trick? Wow. Look at those connectors. Wow. The Audio Barn. So, boo, child. Silent Angel Bond NX Network Switcher. Wow. That's a lot of dough. It's a lot of dough. But hey, man, whatever your fancy is, that's the best part, This is Andrew with Morgana. What a doll on the chair. He always fills our life with joy, sending us his beautiful. Look at that. Happiness is a cat on a chair or a bed. I started watching this show with Colin Farrell. It's called Sugar. It's very hyper stylized, but he picks up a stray dog. It wasn't a stray dog, but it was a homeless guy's dog, and he gave the guy some money to go get out of town, clean up his act. And then, of course, the guy OD'd. So now Sugar, Colin Farrell, has the dog, and the dog just gets into the hotel room. The dog just jumps in the bed and goes to sleep, which is exactly what dogs do, and I think it's fine. I would much rather share my bed with a cat or a dog. I just would. That's just me. Happy cat getting toe time. Oh, yeah. That's always great. They love that. They love it. I mean, I used to get super, for the last couple of weeks, I'm still trying to acclimate to not having Laverne around. And, he asked me if this made me sad, and it doesn't. It makes me happy. It makes me very, very happy to see your beautiful cats. I had 14 beautiful years with her, and I'm grateful. Here's our very latest Patreon, Dave Noel, and let's share with you what he shared with me. Look at this beauty. There you go, Melly C. Look at that. Chop, 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 chop. Cool, huh? Everybody loves Snoopy. He's got the box. Chop, 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 chop. Amazing. I knew you'd get a kick out of that, Melly C. Dave, she's our resident Snoopy aficionado. And there it is. Look, that's the same one, huh? Isn't that the exact same watch? Crazy. Well, you gotta be crazy, baby, to want a guy like me. You gotta be out of your mind. Crazy. So if I'm dreaming, don't leave me tonight. If this is all wrong, I don't want it right. Oh, look at this. I've got to go to that show, Beach Beagle. What a great surfer I am. I'll prove to her I'm no hodad. I'll impress her with some fast turns and hot dog is probably written in the 50s. Cowabunga. Doesn't Bart Simpson say that too? Isn't that your dog out there, Charlie Brown? I think he's lost his mind. Oh, Linus. Somebody said to me, who's your favorite Peanuts character? I'm like, fucking Snoopy. Are you crazy? Oh, look, a spider just came down. Can anybody see that? A spider just came down from my ceiling. Holy shit, he's coming down to my desk. He's on one of my lamps. Hey, buddy. Go back up. Well, you came all the way down here, so you might as well stay. I don't kill anything. Unless it's really bad. No, it's just a regular spider. Go do your thing, buddy. Yeah, do we get any new ones? Alan Gilbert. This will be the last one of the night. Oh, yeah, with a beautiful... Ooh. First of all, this is a model shot, dude. You just might have the most handsome wrist on eye bashers. No offense to anybody, but listen, he looks like a hand model. That's annoying. It's like he's got a big, masculine, tan, hairy wrist with a beautiful Seamaster with the patinaed indices and a Milanese bracelet. I mean, my God, is that fantastic? Yeah. You just took the cake on you. Are you a hand model? Are you a hand model, Mr. Gilbert? You could tell me if it's true, and it's fine. That's everybody in the house for today. Let's get back to the comments before we wrap up today's show. Hey, look who's here. Soft Toy Terracorp. Get it. I don't have a pick. Do I have a pick? Hold on. Oh. Soft Toy Terracorp. It's the best name. Soft Toy Terracorp. I knew at Andrew Wolkovich you would perk up at wet t-shirt reference. Yo, you going down to Scores tonight? They're having the wet Stephanie's gonna be there. Amber's gonna be there. It's wet t-shirt night. I hope Charlene wins this week. You know, I like a girl with a good rack. Fucking gross. Can't believe that people used to do that. That's a YouTube chat. Wet t-shirt contest. Easy says Halston Z14, great cologne. You know what? I have a bottle of it. I absolutely love it. Roar the Tiger, it's the thrill of the fight. Dirk, have you seen Brian Johnson's Lola T70 Can-Am Racer? I sure have. Have you watched that show he did? It's amazing. It's absolutely friggin' amazing. You got to see it. I forget who he goes to. Dave Grohl, Robert Plant. He goes to Robert Plant's estate. It's absolutely crazy. Roar the Tiger says, do you mean to tell me that all the members of Twisted Sister weren't wearing wigs? I actually don't think that they were. I mean, you think that they would be, right? Dee didn't wear a wig. That's really his hair. Did anybody in that band wear a wig? I don't think that they did. But a lot of people did. I mean, David Rashbaum, he wore a wig. The guys in Great White all wore wigs. The guys in Poison wore wigs. Some of them, two of them. Who else wore wigs? A lot of people wore wigs. It was just a big thing. It was a stupid thing. Ray says, sorry, Dirk, video is me harnessed over bow of a moving ship. I will download it and show it tomorrow, but it actually if I download it now, it just interferes with the stream up and stream down. So I'll do that tomorrow. I will download it after the show. So Richard Petrie said that's 42 millimeters. Okay, that's a perfect size. Perfect size. The guy from Grim Reaper, he wore a wig. Nice job on the Grim MU2. I run the Orient N50 and tricked into a schlit. Is that what language is that? I don't even know what that is. This is that you guys are just super high-end audio guys. I mean, I always thought high-end audio was Macintosh, but you know, I know that there's way more than that. I know you have that watch. That's why I was like in shock. We showed it tonight, you know. Tope says, that thing looks badass. Must be awesome. I like the idea of less boxes and less cords too. Me too. Ray, Max, God rest him, just missed out being the dog in Banshees. Is that right? Oh, that's not good. I couldn't handle that movie. It was just crazy. Couldn't handle what was it, Penny? Oh, God, it was murder. Don't kill the animals in the movies, people. Just don't do it. Don't do it. And he killed it, right? What did he give it? Something it choked on? I don't even remember. I looked away. I was so horrified. Spiders are great inside the house, kill flies, etc. Yeah, I don't, I don't fuck with them. It's a spider. I have ants. I put out ant bait things, but because it was a lot of them. But no, I just don't think it's my job at all. Alan Gilbert says not a model at all. Well, your hand says something completely different. Andrew Oakwich, my first wife was a redhead with double H. I didn't know that was even a thing. Great White Nightclub. Yes. And you know what's crazy? I played all those gigs up and down there. And I think we played there, but I don't remember. I know I played somewhere in Rhode Island. And it's not like I forgot because I was drinking or on drugs because I was never on any of those things. But we played so many gigs in Connecticut. And I don't remember. New Hampshire. I think we did play there once. But I'll tell you what we did do. And I'll end the show on this note. So can we send in videos now and upgrade? You can send in videos. I just have to download them before the show because it takes too much bit rate away from the stream. Because I don't have FOIS. I have a 1,000 down and like freaking 40 up. It's been working out okay lately because I yelled at them, but I don't know what the problem is. You can and please send me video. Videos are cool. Sure. The station, that's what it was called. Yeah. So my drummer Chuck was a pyrotechnician and we used to blow the living fuck out of everything. We had bombs and fire transporters and we had all this stupid stuff because everybody, we wanted to have a great show. So we did do that and we played all these clubs and we brought all this power with them and they did the same thing. However, they were a much bigger band on a major label and had hit records out and all those people died. There's laws for that now, and that's amazing. And I'm really grateful for it. So, Andrew Olkowicz, Nick Sisto, Nathaniel Hannon, Dean, Easy E, Soft Toy, Terracore with the super chats today. Thank you so much for your super chatting. And also, let me just put up the brandy new. Let me get this off the screen. Can I get this off the screen? I can, right? There you go. But the brand new banner for the additions of the two brand new amazing Patreons. And let's start it out with Dana O'Malley, Lord Scotty H, Lord H, Dean McKenzie, Al Benedetti, Angelo Minichello, Gasman 308, Danny L, and Dave Noel are the two brandy newest ones on the Patreon Pantheon. Jim Lassick, Andrew Wolkowicz, I know I missed the other ones, so I should make that go a little tighter. Go Moto Soto, and Nick Sisto. Thank you all so much for being part of the Patreon family. It really helps me out with not having to get a day job. I don't want to go back to working. I love doing the show for you guys each and every single solitary day. So remember, please say, don't forget, I'll be here tomorrow at 5 o'clock, 5 to 6, back on Friday with Sheen O'Malley for Classic Eye Bashes. It goes till whenever we're done. I'll be back Sunday for Sunday Mass at 3 p.m. and watch Fashion Police on Monday. So until then, please say please and thank you. Please hold the door open. And remember, when you're encountering that one nasty person who's just giving you such a hard time, remember they might be having a bad day and not enjoying life as much as you are. Give them as much possible rope as you possibly can until you figure out they're a total cunt.